Hello students and welcome to my new video. In this video I am going to cover up the topic the Earth's structure and landforms. During the explanation of this topic I will cover up the subtopics of environment, changes in the environment, spheres of the earth, structures of the earth, rocks, development of landforms, tectonic process and earthquakes. So let's begin with the first topic, environment. What is an environment? So surroundings or conditions within which an individual or organism lives is termed as environment. The place we live in, the people and the things around us, the plants, the animals, the land, the building, all are the part of our environment. And different organisms live in different environment. Our environment is a combination of both natural and human components. So in this way there are two types of environment. The first one is natural environment and the another one is man-made environment, which is also called human environment. The natural environment is further divided into two types. One is biotic environment and another is abiotic environment. The biotic environment consists of plants, animals and human beings. Abiotic environment consists of physical components of environment, namely air, water and land. Now, human environment refers to the activities and creations of human beings. These include not just buildings or roads, etc., but also social, economic and political conditions of an area. Now, moving to the next topic, changes in the environment. Our nature has created things in such a way that the balance in nature is always maintained. Just like we take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide, and the same oxygen is released by the plants and carbon dioxide is taken by the plants during the photosynthesis. So in this way a balance of these gases is maintained in the environment. But due to some of the activities of the human beings, this balance is disturbed and this affects the environment, and once the environment is affected, then the organisms living in it are also affected. We are cutting down trees in large numbers and at the same time burning more fuels. This is increasing the amount of carbon dioxide and upsetting the balance of gases in the air. So in this way our environment changes. Now moving to the next topic, spheres of the earth. There are basically three spheres of the earth, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. And in all these spheres there is a presence of life. So the combination of all these spheres where the life exists is known as biosphere. Now moving to our next topic, structure of the earth. The earth is a huge sphere with a radius of about 6,400 kilometers. It is just impossible to obtain information regarding the interior of the earth as temperatures are very high. The heat increases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 30 to 35 meters of descent. So we derive most of our facts from other related sources like the density of the materials or seismic waves. The scientists have divided the earth into three concentric layers of varying thickness known as the crust, the mantle and the core. So let us know about all these three layers of the earth one by one. The first one is crust, which is also known as lithosphere. It is the outermost layer of the earth and its thickness varies between 5 to 8 kilometers under the ocean floor and to 35 kilometers under the continental masses. Silica and alumina are the two main minerals constituents of the continental mass and it is called shear. The oceanic crust is denser than the continental crust. The oceanic crust is called sima as it is made up of silica and magnesium, and the average density of the crust is 3 gram per cubic centimeter. Now, the next layer of the earth is mantle or mesosphere. This mantle is the second layer which extends up to a depth of 2900 km below the crust, and its chief constituents are iron, magnesium and silica. This mantle also consists of two layers, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. The average temperature of the upper mantle is 870 degrees Celsius, and the rocks here are in the semi-solid state. The average temperature of the lower mantle is about 2200 degrees Celsius and it is in a solid state. The average density of the mantle is 3.5 gram to 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. Now the third or the innermost layer is called the core. It has the thickness of about 3500 kilometers. This layer too is divided into two layers, the outer core and the inner core. The temperature of the outer core is 2200 degrees Celsius and the temperature of the inner core is 5000 degrees Celsius. This layer is called knife as its main components are nickel and iron. The average density of the core is between 3.5 gram to 5.5 gram, and matters in these layers are found in molten form and is called magma. When magma erupts and come out on the surface of the earth, it is called lava. Now, moving ahead, let's go to our next topic, rocks and their types. Generally, once the word rock comes in our mind, we think of some hard material. But all solid materials of the earth crust, whether hard or soft, that make up the earth crust are called rocks. They are of different composition, size, texture and colors. They are generally solid masses but also include loose materials such as sand and silt. They are made up of one or more materials and they do not have a definite chemical composition. So they are classified into three types: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Let's know about these three types of rocks one by one. First one is igneous rocks. The term igneous is derived from the Latin word ignis, means fire. These rocks are formed by the cooling of the molten magma inside the earth crust or on the earth's surface. When magma hardens on the surface of the earth, it is called extrusive igneous rocks, and when it hardens inside the earth, it is called intrusive igneous rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks have a very fine grained structure, whereas intrusive igneous rocks have large grains. Igneous rocks are called primary rocks because other types of rocks are formed from these rocks. Basalt, granite, dolerite are some of the examples of igneous rocks. Our second rock is sedimentary rocks, or you can also say that it's a type of rock, which is made up of sediments, that is fragments, small particles. The word sedimentary originates from a Latin word sedimenter, which means settle down. Rocks are constantly broken down into smaller fragments and carried away by the wind, water or ice and deposited either on the seabed or on land. These rocks are generally formed underwater. The smaller particles are called sediments. These sediments are compressed, hardened and cemented together to form layers of rocks called sedimentary rocks or stratified rocks. Sandstone and limestone are the two important examples of this rock. something more about sedimentary rocks. This rock is made up of particles of various size and deposited in horizontal layers one over the other. These rocks are softer than igneous rocks. These rocks contain fossils of animals and plants between the layers of the sediments. These rocks constitute 70% of all rocks found on the Earth's surface, and all fossil fuels like coal and petroleum are found trapped in the layers of these rocks. Now, the third and the last type of rock is metamorphic rocks. Certain igneous and sedimentary rocks get changed due to the excessive heat and pressure inside the earth and undergo a complete change in their form and characteristics. The change may occur in their color, texture, hardness and mineral composition. Such rocks are called metamorphic rocks, and the process of metamorphism takes hundreds of years. Marble, slate, gneisses are a few examples of such rock. Limestone changes to marble, shale changes to slate, and granite changes to gneisses. Now, moving to the next topic, volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or an opening at a weak spot in the earth crust through which magma erupts onto the surface as lava. Gases, ash, rocks that are spewed out along with lava pile up around the vent, forming a conical hill known as volcanic cone. The top of the volcanic cone has a cup-like depression called crater, and an enlarged crater is called caldera. There are three types of volcanoes: active volcano, dormant volcano, and extinct volcano. Now, moving to the next topic, tectonic process. The crust of the earth is broken into a number of large and small pieces just like a jigsaw puzzle, and these pieces are known as plates. There are 7 major plates which moves extremely slowly. The movement occurs due to the heat generated by the molten magma inside the earth, which moves in a circular direction, and these movements are called tectonic movements, and they cause changes in the earth structure. Plate movements cause volcanic activity and earthquake, especially at the margins of the moving plates. So let us see and learn about earthquakes and what changes are brought by the earthquakes. First of all, what is an earthquake? Certain vibrations caused by the movement of lithospheric plates are called earthquakes. These vibrations are called seismic waves. The point where the earthquake originates, it is called focus, and the point on the earth's surface just above the focus is called the epicenter. The instrument used to record and measure the vibration is called seismograph, and the magnitude of an earthquake is measured on a scale called Richter scale, which is usually measured between 0 to 10. The Richter scale is designed by an American seismologist whose name is Charles Richter. In this way, I have covered up almost all the important topics of this chapter. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you may be notified for my next video. Thank you very much.